If your content feels chaotic, you never know what to post, and you're this close to burning out, this is your sign you need a better content management system. I used to spend hours overthinking captions, re-editing reels, chasing trends, and scrambling at the last minute to get up a post. I was stuck, I was stressed, and my Instagram, most importantly, wasn't making me any money.
Help me, I'm poor.
No. In today's video, I'm going to break down my weekly content routine that I now use to post consistently across 5 different platforms and share literally hundreds of pieces of content every month without it feeling stressful. Okay, so before we actually sit down and start planning some content together, we need to talk about why you're stuck in this content posting paralysis. Number 1, you're constantly context switching. You need to start creating a routine and doing tasks in bulk. If you're hopping from captions to posts to editing to ideation, this is just a recipe for burnout. Number 2, you are treating content like homework instead of a revenue tool in your business. I see this a lot with service providers in particular, my fellow social media managers. It's so easy when you have a client contract and you have a set list of deliverables and you're getting paid an exact amount for those deliverables, right? Like someone signs on a new contract, they want an Instagram makeover, cool, done. They want a bundle of templates, easy, done. There's an exact correlation between you doing the work and you getting paid. When it comes to posting on your own Instagram, however, that correlation is a bit more blurry. You might feel like you're putting all of this time and effort into something and not getting any return, when in reality, it is the most important weapon in your business. If you're not marketing yourself, you're not going to grow, you're not going to attract those high-ticket clients, and we need to start prioritizing this in our business. And the third reason that you're currently stuck is you haven't created a repeatable system yet. Every week, you're winging it, you're doing things differently, and this is not how we work efficiently. Content creation in 2025, whether you're a full-time creator, you're a social media manager, or any other kind of online business owner, content creation is a serious business in 2025. If you are starting a more traditional business, let's say an accounting firm, no offense to my accountants out there, but you would have a system in place for how you did certain tasks. A lot of accountants are forced to because they have certain systems and protocols they have to follow from the government when it comes to filing taxes and things like that. But content creators, because this career started as not even a career, it's just a bunch of weirdos started posting things on the internet like me when they were teenagers and kind of hope for the best. We need to get rid of that mindset. We are professionals and we need systems and routines to support us and enable us to make more money in our business and show up consistently. And if you are sitting here right now with your content plan all in your head, it's not a plan, it's a pressure cooker. So let me show you exactly how I plan and organize my content. So I'm going to show you exactly that. We're going to plan some content together. First things first, we are going to put on the do not disturb. I'm going to close all my other tabs open and we're just going to focus on content creation for the next hour. So welcome to my content calendar we have here. As you can tell, I've got a few ideas for what I'm posting this week, but it basically needs redoing, and next week is also looking pretty blank, so we're going to sort that out. As I said, it is so important to have the right systems in place if you want to be posting more consistently and you want to avoid that burnout, and that's where today's beautiful, fabulous sponsor comes in, Rella. This is my Rella board, and if I do say so myself, it looks pretty stunning. I've tried everything from sticky notes to spreadsheets, and Rella is the tool that finally helped me get organized with my content creation. I am posting 10 times more content in 2025 than I was compared to last year. You might have seen last month I actually did a video on my 30-day challenge where I posted 300 pieces of content, so I'll link that up on a card below, or above I should say, if you want to check that out. And Rella was a huge part of that challenge. It really is an all-in-one content management system and social media scheduler. And to make things even better, I actually have a discount code for you. So if you use the code Ellen, you're going to get 30% off your first 3 months of Rella. And just this month, guys, they have launched the most game-changing AI feature. This has sped up my workflow even more, and I think people probably have the misconception that I have a huge team behind me helping with my content creation. I really don't. I have an editor who does a couple of YouTube videos for me a month. I have an operations manager who handles a lot of my systems and customer support. Otherwise, all the content creation is just me. And Ella, which is the new AI software that I'm going to give you a peek into in this video is my new content assistant. A little bit of a disclaimer here. I am not someone who gets caught up in the AI hype. I actually think AI has just become this overused marketing term, and I think our industry has gone a bit mad with AI advice. So when I say this tool is a game changer, I really mean it. And as I said in the beginning of this video, if you do not have a repeatable, organized system in the back end, you're going to be winging it every week and you're not going to get the results that you want. So step one, I really like to go to my board overview, and let's just go to the Instagram category of my social space for now. And I like to see what I've got sitting in my to edit folder or category, and also my ready to post category. This is your low lift step one. Clear out the drafts, find any content in your camera roll that you've forgotten about, and get that into your content calendar. Because I'm super organized, everything is already in here. So it's nice to have some like backup content in case, things go awry, in case I get sick, I've got some posts ready here to go. You'll also see that I actually repurpose a lot of my content across LinkedIn and Pinterest, which is really easy to do with Rella. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that first. Okay, my low lift repurposing content has been done, and it's time to move on to step two, where we're going to create some new content. And if this is where you get really stuck, I want to show you a really cool thing that you can do on Rella. We are going to head over here to the Ella AI assistant, and we are going to ask it to analyze our top performing pieces of content to give us more content ideas. Now, this is something that I've done in ChatGPT before, and I have to manually export all of my data from the Meta Business Suite, re-import it to ChatGPT, ask it to analyze it. So the fact that I can now do this in my content calendar system is amazing. It's going to save me so much time. And the value of this is we are creating content based on data. Instead of just doing what we want to post, we're being strategic and we're drawing on what our audience has already enjoyed and doubling down on that. Look at it go. I'm like a proud mom. I put in one prompt and it's giving me a bunch of content ideas. I also really love how Ella explains her decision makings. Like, this is talking about this leverages high engagement themes. It's maintaining my authentic voice, speaking directly to my target audience. And the reason it can do all this is because you actually personalize and upload a bunch of info to customize Ella so she'll speak in your language. So this is my persona. I have a mission statement, my values, my voice traits, my goals, my audience intent, I should say, tone guidelines, content boundaries, my vision statement, consistency factors. So this is data that I inputted into Ella, and it's using that information to write all my content so it actually sounds like me. This is where people are really missing out and not understanding the value of AI at the moment. It comes from the personalization, the customization, and the effort that you put into train your AI is what's going to give you the best results. Ooh, I actually love this one. 5 signs you're ready to ditch the agency dream. This is based on one of my top performing posts recently around how I decided that I actually hated my social media agency, the dream business that I'd built. So this week I actually have my podcast launch coming up. So if I open up my social content, you can see that I've already started planning out some of my podcast episodes. There's a little sneak peek. And what I now need to do is plan out the supporting content for my email list, for my Instagram, and what's going up when. So I didn't actually send an email out on Tuesday. I'm going to send that out on Friday. And that is, I have like content pillars for my content. So every week for my email list, there's like a different theme or idea that I rotate through. This is another thing that's going to help you maintain consistency and make the content creation process easier, because when it comes to week 3 of the month, I'm like, cool, I know exactly what I'm doing. This is one of my pet peeves actually at the moment. If you'll allow me to go on a little bit of a tangent. People keep saying that content pillars are dead in 2025 and content pillars are boring. I actually think they're necessary, especially when you are posting and like creating content as your full-time job. You need the organization that content pillars give you. So every platform, I will have a set rotation of content pillars that I'm always switching between. I'm actually going to go ahead and dump in all of like my ideas for my Instagram post and just like get in the zone a little bit, because I sometimes feel I get distracted when the camera's pointing at me. so now I've just completed my brain dump of what content needs to be posted when and on what platform. As you can see, I love planning this out first on the calendar view in Rella because I'm just quite a visual person and I love that like zoomed out view. You can see I've got a bit of a daily posting sprint for the launch of the podcast. I'm going to get people to vote for my new cover image for the podcast. I'm also running a really cool giveaway, and then every episode that drops there's going to be like a little snippet or soundbite that I'm going to share on Instagram, and I'll probably do a few extra ones on TikTok as well. Then you can see the following week I've started to also draft up the content for then. This is when I kind of go back to more of my standard posting schedule, which is a post every second day on Instagram. I've penciled in the YouTube video that I want to put up then, but I might change that. I still need an Instagram post for Sunday. Oh, actually maybe I'll use this social media management besties. This is a TikTok that I posted that I just logged into my Rella board. You can see I've actually just put a screenshot in there. I didn't actually put the video file just to remind myself that I could repurpose and use it in the future. So let's put that in for next Sunday, because I think that will link back nicely to promoting my summit, which will go live on Friday. Okay, this is where I start to get a little bit overwhelmed. And I like to come to my social space and actually just break this down by platform. Some people have their social space on Rella organized by month, so each sort of project would be like March, April, May, blah, blah, blah. I have it broken down by either a project I'm working on, like my podcast relaunch, or I have it broken down mostly by platform. In my Instagram space, you'll see this is where I have my TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube Shorts. But that is simply because most of them are just repurposed Instagram Reels anyway. So it's just easy to click the repurpose button. But I'm planning primarily first for Instagram. I also have an area to keep track of my sponsorships. And then I have 2 separate projects for specific offers that I'm selling. One, the Dishing Up Digital School, and 2, the Mastermind. I just like having those separated so that if I do another launch, I can just come back to that space and find past content to repurpose. So if we just look at the Instagram area, what I'm going to do next is figure out what needs editing, what's ready to post, what I can get like a quick caption done for and get it all like scheduled and ready to go. So a lot of this stuff, I'm going to look at status and I'm going to file it into the to edit category. To edit. You can see I've got a lot of editing to do. That one's all ready. So that one, if you click on it, it's in the ready to post section. And actually I can put it into, oh no, I haven't scheduled it. So let me keep it as ready to post. Now, a lot of the Reels snippets from the podcast, I'm going to finish tomorrow when I finalize the edit. However, what I have mostly done, which I batched yesterday, was my Canva graphics. So I have graphics for my summit, the giveaway, and my podcast cover image options. So I'm going to jump into Canva, download those and upload them to my Rella board. And then those can all get shifted into the ready to post category and we can get a caption ready. This is what can take the longest when it comes to creating the content for your content calendar. My suggestion is to batch your tasks. So as I said yesterday, I did my graphic content, my carousel posts, etc. Today, I'm kind of planning, I'm writing captions, I'm organizing the calendar, I'm checking that I'm ticking off my content pillars and making sure that I have a guideline to at least follow. Tomorrow I'm doing Reels editing. I find that I work a lot more efficiently when I batch everything together. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the rest of that content and then I'll come back to you to work on captions and some of the final things to do to your content calendar. Okay, I've started loading up the content and it is looking gorgeous, if I do say so myself. I want to show you one last thing that helps me with the overall planning of my content, especially my Instagram feed. Then we're going to show a little bit of my caption creation process and then a few final steps. So Rella has this really cool feature called the Instagram feed preview. Anything that I've loaded and tagged as an Instagram post gets populated here so that I can preview what it's going to look like on my Instagram feed. So this is the post that I put up this morning, and all these other posts are either in my schedule or they're in my ready to post area. So these ones aren't actually scheduled, so I can drag and drop and move things around and see how things would look. But what I want to particularly look at the moment is just kind of see how these posts that I've scheduled are looking. I really like to follow kind of a diamond pattern on my feed. And this is working really well with a graphic, and then this kind of pink color. Like it's hard to explain sometimes, but you can kind of see how it's creating this like triangle diamond kind of shape. These are the reels that I haven't edited yet. I haven't pulled the sound bites from the episode. So what I've done is just a placeholder visually is put like a screenshot from the video file in there, which will give me a bit of an idea of how it's looking. And this is where we've got like a double up, like we'd have 2 podcast sound bites on top of each other. That just looks a little bit repetitive and not as cool. So what I'd do here is probably go and find another image that I could use as a cover image. Cover images are another one of my pet peeves because I think people spend way too long on them and they're not actually that important. But if you can do something like this where it's just like a simple swap to just make your overall feed look a little bit more cohesive, it only takes a couple of seconds to do, then that's fine. But I just hate it when people spend like hours and hours on their Instagram feed, like rearranging things and then making like custom covers in Canva. I just personally don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's where Instagram is going in 2025. I'm creating like a banner post to announce my social media manager summit. So you can see here now it's all like pretty on the one line. So this is going to be like pinned to the top of my Instagram profile for the next 2 weeks once I announce the summit, just to drive as much traffic to that free event that I'm having, which by the way, if you're watching this video, August 12th, I'm having a free 3-day social media manager summit, 3 days of live trainings, Q&As with other social media managers, so much discussion, and it's designed to really get your business set up, creating your services, booking your first client. So if you'd like, please come along because it's entirely free and I've been putting a lot of effort into planning and putting this together for the last month. So it kind of feels crazy that it's finally like going into my social media schedule and it's happening. I'm really proud of this like pinned post as well. I think it looks really cool. So this post for tomorrow, the podcast cover image is all ready to post. I just wrote like a really short caption. The idea with that is just to get some engagement with people voting and to get them excited. The next post is my podcast trailer. So I'm going to put that still in the to edit category because I just need to format it for Reels. It's currently formatted for YouTube. Now, to do a really quick and easy caption on this, I'm going to use Ella, and you can see you can use Ella in multiple different ways, but I think this is probably my favorite, is it's like built in to the actual piece of content. Like right here in my calendar, I can click on the piece of content. I can click over, like this is where you have comments if you were sending the content for approval with a team member or to a client. But Ella is like your other little commenter, your little AI assistant. I just love it. And what I can do is I can actually make it watch the video. Like this is something that no other AI is doing at the moment. I can give it a little prompt here, like write a caption for this video. I'm relaunching my podcast and this is the new trailer. I want the caption to be super excited and make a big deal of it's back. And I can send this through to Ella, and she is not only going to take my prompt into consideration, but she's also going to watch the video. And you might have seen me use this already today, actually, when I was repurposing some of my TikTok content. I just wanted to quickly come up with a caption because I'd done like a really short one on TikTok and I wanted something longer for like LinkedIn. And all I gave it was write a caption for this video. So it's up to you, like how, much energy you've got in your brain. Like if you've got a specific idea for a caption, like I do, like I want this to be like, it's back, baby. The podcast is back, really excited. I can give that direction to Ella. But also if you're feeling stuck and you've got nothing in your brain, you're like, I have made all my content, I've edited all my reels, I've made all my graphic carousels, please do not make me write a caption, then Ella is going to be your lifesaver. Oh gosh, here she comes. I'm absolutely buzzing to write this comeback caption for you. Thank you, Ella. Let's craft something that captures that it's back energy while staying true to your big sister freedom first vibe. So again, it's getting that tone and that energy from my little like info pack and details and vision that I uploaded into Ella. Let's have a read. She's back. Ooh, we've got some emojis in there. After way too long, Dishing Up Digital is officially returning and I'm practically vibrating with excitement. You know that feeling when you've been holding back something amazing and you finally get to share it? That's me right now. My podcast has been my baby, my passion project, and honestly, taking a break made me realize how much I miss. Oh, this is so cute. Can you see, like, this is like, AI is just blows my mind at the moment because I literally gave it such like little information and it sounds like me, and I love that it's built this out into like an extended caption. Can you add a CTA to comment Pink podcast for the link to listen and to enter my epic launch giveaway where one lucky winner will get a brand new pink iPhone. You can really like converse with Ella and give it feedback and give it things to like tweak. And to be fair, it's not going to add in my giveaway CTA because it doesn't know that I was doing that. So you've got to give it some information. It's not a mind reader, but I think Ella is pretty close to a mind reader. So when I click accept all changes, it actually automatically populates on the card there. And this is one of the other benefits of having AI integrated into your content system. If we came back to my content ideas earlier, what I could actually do is, can you put these ideas into cards under ideas dump in my Instagram project? So you can actually, it can give you an idea, but it can also like create the pieces of content in your Rallo board. It can schedule them for you. And that is just another game changer. The final step in my content creation process is kind of just deciding what needs to be scheduled and what I'm going to be posting manually. For example, I would go into, my LinkedIn post, my Pinterest post. Those are things that can be scheduled. Once I've finished editing this video into that format that I'd like, you can just use this auto post button here. You flick that on, one click, and because Rella is already synced up to all my social media platforms, it's automatically going to post there. Now for me, my system, as I said, Instagram is my primary platform, and I typically will still post manually there. But what I really like is if I've got something in my schedule, we've got this post in here for Thursday, 10:45 a.m., I will get sent an email reminder from Rella being like, hey, it's time to post your content. So even if you're a manual poster and you're not necessarily looking for a social media scheduler, this is a really good management system to keep you accountable, to keep track of your content ideas, and make sure you're actually putting up your content. This routine has probably saved me 10 plus hours a week. It's helped me sell my offers more consistently without having to be online 24/7. And I really feel like I've had the ability to be more creative. I'm a creative first. I'm not an organization operations girly. But when you put the time and effort to build something like this in the back end of your business, it's actually going to enable you to be more creative, to have more time to spend editing and making your content instead of like stressing about where's the next idea coming from or what your schedule is looking like and waking up being like, wait, hang on, which post was I putting up today? And then you put things up in the wrong order. I'm just really happy with where my business is as a whole and where my content is. And I hope this video has given you a great insight into how I make my content. If there's anything I've missed or that you'd love to see more of, please leave me a comment down below. And don't forget, you can use the code Alan for an amazing discount off your Rella subscription. You can get 30% off your first couple of months, or you can actually get 30% off your annual subscription, which I know some of you guys have actually already redeemed, and I think it's such an amazing deal. I really love partnering with Rella, so thank you guys for supporting this channel and enabling me to make videos like this. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out with my content getting pushed out in the algorithm. And if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye guys.